each other for a long time. And, you know, when I first met Floyd, he lived in an apartment that Top Rank used to put a lot of their fighters in. Okay. He lived in this apartment down on, I want to say it was off Flamingo. And, you know, he just started to make some money. Yeah. So, you know, I went over his house. He was showing me all the sweaters that he bought and all the things. You know, Floyd's always been that guy. Yeah. He likes to shop and he likes to buy clothes. And, you know, it started the minute he made his first dollar.
Right.
UFC CEO Dana White has publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather Jr., accusing him of portraying a fake lifestyle on social media. White pointed to what he described as false claims about property ownership, along with reports of unpaid debts, as examples of what he believes is a misleading public image. During a recent interview, the UFC boss was asked for his opinion on Mayweather's lavish online persona, and he did not hold back in sharing his thoughts.
The security guards.
Do you think Floyd is definitely done?
No, I don't know if he's done. I mean, he could probably come back and he'll have a boxing match. You know, I don't take away from what Floyd's accomplished in boxing, but he's stepping way over.
Dana White, who is well aware of how much Floyd Mayweather Jr. earned from his blockbuster fight against Conor McGregor, argued that someone who made that level of money should never end up struggling financially. White suggested that Mayweather lacks financial discipline, describing him as an excessive spender who maintains an unnecessarily extravagant lifestyle. He questioned how anyone could earn such enormous sums from the sport and still face recurring money problems, implying that poor spending habits would be the only explanation.
McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Yeah.
Dana White went on to compare Floyd Mayweather Jr. with several UFC fighters who earned only a fraction of what Mayweather made in boxing. According to White, many of those fighters chose to live within their means, maintained disciplined financial habits, and focused on smart investments that continued to generate income long after their fighting careers slowed down. He also firmly rejected the idea that Mayweather is a billionaire, claiming he has sufficient evidence to support that position and insisting that the public perception of Mayweather's wealth does not match reality.
Ring with somebody you know well, somebody you have worked with, obviously, Floyd Mayweather. I have been dying to hear your perspective, your thoughts, what you actually think about this YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money and, you know, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, you know, get in there and make money.
Dana White admitted that he doesn't have full insight into Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial records, but insisted he is certain Mayweather is not a billionaire. According to White, if that claim isn't true, then the kind of extravagant lifestyle Mayweather promotes makes little financial sense. He suggested that spending enormous sums on jewelry and luxury items would quickly drain anyone's fortune, no matter how large it once appeared. T.O. reinforced his argument. White pointed to a past interview in which Mayweather allegedly claimed he earns $300 million per month. White dismissed the statement as completely unrealistic, saying only naive people would believe it. He went further, accusing Mayweather of repeatedly exaggerating his wealth and claiming that this pattern of inflated claims is the reason various businesses have reportedly called him out over unpaid debts.
Nate Diaz apparently wants $20 million to fight next. Is he going to see $20 million?
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I never say never.
Backing up Dana White's criticism, one fan commented that Floyd Mayweather Jr. behaves like a typical gambler, quick to boast about his wins but silent about his losses. The fan argued that Mayweather has never demonstrated strong respect for money and suggested that his repeated returns to the ring may be driven more by financial necessity than passion. They also pointed out that figures like 50 Cent have previously questioned Mayweather's financial management, reinforcing the perception that his wealth may not be as secure as it appears. Another supporter of White's stance added that while Mayweather likely has some profitable business ventures, those gains could easily be canceled out by poor investments or reckless spending. However, the fan insisted there is simply no realistic scenario in which Mayweather is earning $300 million per month, calling that claim highly exaggerated. Mocked Floyd Mayweather Jr., joking that as long as he can afford flashy trinkets, and place bets on both sides just to guarantee a win, he likely pays little attention to the bigger picture of his finances. The commenter clarified that Mayweather is undoubtedly wealthy, but questioned whether he truly understands or manages his money wisely. Another fan offered a more measured take, suggesting that while Mayweather may technically qualify as a billionaire, only a small portion of his wealth might be liquid and readily accessible. They pointed out that investing hundreds of millions into real estate, reportedly around $300 million, doesn't necessarily provide quick cash flow, especially if large amounts are tied up in long-term assets. Supporters of Dana White also referenced an incident in which Mayweather posted what he claimed was proof of an $18 million tax payment to the U.S. government. The move quickly sparked controversy. Some critics argued the check appeared questionable because it lacked standard banking details, while others suggested the post reflected an inflated sense of self-importance. The tax discussion surfaced shortly after Mayweather reportedly spent over $1.1 million on tickets for the Super Bowl at Allegiant Stadium. The former boxing superstar even planned to bring a large group of guests to the event, further fueling debate about his lavish spending habits.
Common. And, when a guy like Floyd Mayweather starts putting it on you, it's not even going to be a fight. It's going to be ridiculous.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. was never going to miss the Super Bowl, especially with the event being held in Las Vegas. According to World Boxing News, Mayweather was reportedly offered a VIP pass to attend the game. However, rather than accept a complimentary invitation, the former champion chose to bring a large group of guests, paying his own way instead of relying on special treatment. Mayweather made his stance clear, saying he doesn't beg for favors or depend on anyone for access to exclusive events. While he occasionally accepts invitations, he emphasized that when someone else is paying, they control the experience. By purchasing his own suites and seats, he explained, he maintains full freedom to invite whoever he wants and enjoy the event on his own terms. He proudly stated that he was taking 34 people to witness the first Super Bowl hosted in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, with the total cost reaching an eye-catching $1.1 million. However, it was a disappointing weekend for Mayweather on another front, as his hometown team, the Detroit Lions, narrowly missed out on making it to the big game by just one win.
YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money, and they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass whooping. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be bad.
Adding to the discussion about his tax payment, Floyd Mayweather Jr. stated that just before spending over $1 million on Super Bowl expenses, he had paid the IRS, often referred to as Uncle Sam, $18 million in taxes. He emphasized that this amount was owed while he was already retired, suggesting that the taxes he paid during his active fighting years would have been significantly higher. Since officially stepping away from professional boxing in 2015, Mayweather has reportedly earned well over $500 million from the sport, largely through high-profile bouts and exhibition matches. Beyond boxing, he has invested in ventures such as a luxury club in Las Vegas and various real estate interests. By highlighting these accomplishments, Mayweather appears intent on dismissing rumors that he is broke or facing financial collapse. However, 50 Cent, the outspoken hip-hop artist turned businessman, has publicly suggested that Mayweather could be experiencing financial strain or possible tax-related issues, keeping the debate over his true financial standing very much alive. Argue that 50 Cent comments may be influenced by his long-running feud with Floyd Mayweather Jr. However, observers say there have been a few unusual developments surrounding Mayweather's business moves lately. According to Forbes, Mayweather's reported net worth stood at around $700 million at the start of the year, and he was credited with earning over $200 million from his 2015 mega fight against Manny Pacquiao alone. On paper, that level of income makes financial decline seem unlikely. Still, some question whether his cash flow is as strong as it once was, noting that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. From a business standpoint, Mayweather's crossover bout with Conor McGregor made perfect sense. The fight generated massive global interest and substantial revenue. However, his later press conference announcing a New Year's Eve matchup against 20-year-old Japanese kickboxing star Tenshin Nasukawa in Japan left many in the boxing world confused, raising fresh questions about the direction of his career decisions. Rival 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson, didn't hold back when addressing the situation on Instagram. Meanwhile, boxing fans on social media speculated that these latest moves could signal financial trouble for Floyd Mayweather Jr., with some suggesting that the comeback points to shrinking cash reserves. Many expected that if Mayweather returned to the ring, it would be for a high-profile rematch against longtime rival and Filipino boxing icon Manny Pacquiao. Instead, the announcement of a fight against Japanese kickboxing sensation Tenshin Nasukawa, under rules that were initially unclear, caught the boxing world off guard. Adding fuel to the speculation, Mayweather appeared at the Tokyo press conference looking slightly unpolished compared to his usual meticulously styled image. Notably absent were familiar members of his promotional circle, including longtime associate Leonard Ellerbe. This unexpected presentation quickly became a talking point across boxing-focused YouTube channels and online forums, further intensifying the debate about what might be happening behind the scenes.
So much crazy stuff. I got so many different houses. So, as you guys can see, this is one of my closets. You know, we got bags, we got stuff everywhere. We got this ladder right here where you could take, you know, just got stuff everywhere. So, you know, you wanna go red bottoms, we can go all.
Some observers believe Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have taken a completely independent route with this decision. During the press conference, the backdrop featured only the TMT, the money team, branding, with no visible reference to Mayweather Promotions or his longtime broadcasting partner, Showtime. That absence immediately raised eyebrows among fans and analysts. Even more surprising was Mayweather's demeanor. Known for constantly highlighting his paydays and flaunting financial figures, he did not once disclose how much he would earn from the bout with Tenshin Nasukawa. The unusual restraint led to speculation about whether he had stepped away from his traditional promotional structure, or whether the fight was motivated by a need to boost his cash flow. That on social media, one Twitter user suggested that someone who spends $18 million on a single watch must always keep the money flowing at a rapid pace. Others joined the conversation, offering their own theories and fueling ongoing debate about Mayweather's financial situation.
We can go all Christian Louboutin, that you guys want to do. Whatever you want to do, all from the bottom all the way to the top. So, we got any kind of bag and everything you can name. It's one of my closets.
Some critics say they wouldn't be shocked if Floyd Mayweather Jr. isn't as financially secure as he wants the public to believe. They argue that in recent months, he has appeared unusually eager to arrange fights with a variety of opponents, which they interpret as a possible sign of urgency. After all, even a $300 million payday can disappear quickly if spending remains unchecked to them. The recent developments don't entirely add up. They question whether Mayweather is simply capitalizing on his global fame while it still carries maximum value, or if there could be deeper issues tied to cash flow or tax obligations. Regardless of the truth, many believe that if any new details emerge, longtime rival 50 Cent will likely be quick to comment, especially on social media.
I'm bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
The jewelry store has also filed a lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather Jr., alleging unpaid debts and breach of contract. According to court documents, the case includes claims of fraudulent transactions and other financial misconduct, with accusations that Mayweather and his chief of staff were involved in questionable business dealings. The allegations have added another layer of controversy to the ongoing debate about his financial affairs. For years, Mayweather has been defined by two dominant narratives: unmatched boxing brilliance and extraordinary wealth. Often labeled the richest boxer in history, Mayweather built a brand around excess and opulence, flashing stacks of cash, luxury yachts, private jets, and extravagant shopping sprees. His larger-than-life image became just as famous as his undefeated record, reinforcing the persona of a fighter who turned success in the ring into unimaginable riches outside of it.